Hey everyone! Today we're going to be taking a look at the cartoon collection, the first of Wave 1. These are actually being released in sort of a Wave 1, Wave 1A, Wave 1B. So I don't know if they are actually considered the same wave, but for my purposes, they share the same back card. They're going to be the same wave as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these and maybe compare them to their Origins counterparts and see, what kind of improvements have been made and get general feedback over it. Can't wait to see the comic that's inside as well. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a review of the first wave of the cartoon collection. This is the first 4 figures that have come out. They've actually been released in 2 sets of 2. This was the first set, this is the second set, but as you'll see, they each share the same sort of collection card on the back, so because of that, I'm going to consider them the same wave. Let's open up these guys and take a look. Okay, so I'm just about out of each of these packages, and before I stand the last one up properly, I wanted to show you where it gets its extra height from, and this is actually kind of funny. This is the way the leg is actually packaged in the case. Now this is the way that the old ones would stand. You see the clearance here? Basically, all he has to do, from this angle too, I want you to see it from this angle. All you gotta do is straighten his leg out, and there, now he can stand. I think I did something. Ooh, that's an unusual joint. That's weird. Yeah, the joint behind the knee is completely different. So these things, I think, actually stand now at 6 inches rather than the 5.5 inch scale that they have previously, and it's all because of that leg. Now, there was a couple things I wanted to see about this guy. Oh, never mind, I already know the answer. Okay, so we're going to go through them one at a time and start talking about them. Okay, so starting with He-Man. And so maybe my thinking about the way the way the toys were released is not right. And here's why. So this is the back of Skeletor's card, and you'll notice that him and Man-at-Arms are next to each other, and then Beastman and He-Man are next to each other. Beastman and He-Man came with the same comic. They came with Mask of the Magi. They both came with Mask of the Magi. However, Man-at-Arms Man-at-Arms, He-Man Man-at-Arms and Skeletor, they each came with Wizard's Wizard. I'm saying that right? Oh, excuse me, Wizard's Vizard. I'm going to have to look that word up. Wizard's Vizard. So I guess they're actually 2 waves, and this is closer than what we've had previously in the way that they were originally released. Now, I'm sure the story is probably tied into a Filmation episode or something, or maybe a hodgepodge retelling, mixing 2 stories up. But originally, each of these characters had their own comic book when they came out. So whenever you get an entire wave for characters that has the same story, yes, that story was made up, and it has all of those characters in it to show them, to show you what it's all about. But I feel like that was a little lacking. I feel this is better. I mean, now it's just 2 people in one comic book, necessarily. I mean, don't necessarily involve Skeletor if it doesn't have to. I'm sure it does have him in there because he's, behind a lot of Beastman's things or operations and things. But this is, I feel, is going to be better as far as storytelling, and we got 2 books out of it instead of just 1. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, in this collection, each of them has something from a particular episode of the Filmation run, as long as that's the cartoon that they're working on. You know, we're assuming cartoon collection. Now, this looks like the old Filmation intro. That looks like that kind of numbering and the way it's spelled, specifically the O and N over here. All right. So He-Man over here. Now, he has a decent sword, finally. So let's take a look and compare the one that came with the Origins to that one. Okay, so the one that came with the Filmation carrot sword is just slightly taller than the Origins combined two halves of the sword. I am excited, after recently opening the She-Ra, to see if they come out with a She-Ra in this line, that that sword will be comparable to this and just simply have a gem in the center. I think that would be better. This is completely articulatable. So, or how can I, not articulatable? It is, I don't know how to say it. Basically, He-Man now, because of the weight, so he has a different type of backstrap. Let's do a quick comparison, actually. Hold on one second. So it looks like he's got him by just a teeny tiny amount. The one on the cartoon collection. So he's just slightly taller than that. Now, a couple things I want to point out, just even looking like this. I'm pushing together the muscles, and so that they are sort of, the arms are straight forward like this. And so you can see kind of the Filmation style has a has a better peg and muscle for this. And well, let's just kind of go through it detail by detail. Here is the arms by comparison. While the Filmation or the Origins He-Man looks good, I feel like that arm, the arm that's on the new one, is much better, much more detailed. I still don't get the forearm here on either one of these guys. They've got some sort of like sandwich thing going on. It's kind of like something like an extra muscle grew in the middle of their forearm muscle, and I don't get it, but okay. But otherwise, yeah, this is actually pretty neat. I feel like my eyes on mine are a little off. I feel like he's kind of like looking up a little bit, but I mean, not much. I mean, here, but he's actually got the white of his eyes. You'll notice that the Origins original did not. There are no speckling over the, I guess, the harness or whatever that He-Man typically wears, the corset, I guess. I'm not really sure what this is called. But yeah, he looks good. Got a single tone to his boots rather than the Origins. This is, instead of having the sort of fluff, they both have, I mean, it's the same thing, and then much simpler design as far as the belt goes. It's the same color, same everything's the same there. It's just a simpler design, so it's nice and smooth, even sleek. Let's keep going. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at the abs. Now, I feel like Origins He-Man pulled it off better. I like these abs a little bit better. I mean, I guess if you're supposed to be the strongest man in the world, this would probably be a better depiction, seeing as how they're larger. But I don't know. I feel like this, I like this look better. Here's what he looks like now. Now, look at that by itself. And again, I feel like I'm getting two-toned arms. Like it's not a perfect match or something, especially, and from my camera angle, this one, it doesn't, it's off slightly as far as the color. It's probably just bad lighting. I do everything I can to add better light. But let's take a look at that chest versus an Origins chest, and knock on wood, because I haven't taken this one off of him either. So if I can't get it back on, oh, that's right, this does come off super duper easy. All right. Yeah, they made sure to fix that with the new ones. So, been nice that they found a better way to actually, you know, why he's got to go down to the skivvies with this. Let's see. There we go, that'll work. All right, let's put them back together. All right. So, again, I say here he looks, while his muscles are sort of softer, if that makes any sense, they're not as detailed, maybe more realistic. I feel like this is the way it should be. The one on the left, and he doesn't. I guess I have a problem because neither one of these guys, nobody looks like they've got arms that match. But it's got to be me. It's got to be like a sheen or something that's in the plastic. But I feel like this is better. I mean, look at the back too. I mean, again, the Filmation E-Man doesn't look bad. It just looks more like guy in shape, not strongest man in the universe. So this looks like, you know, everyday's chest day to me. Okay, and that looks crazy. Let's keep going. This is Beastman. Don't know how I feel about his color. Yes, he's orange. His color is probably right. It's probably fine. It just, something about it is very bland to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it reminds me of an unexciting meal or something, but yeah, he looks nice. His back's got some good detail in it. His arms are crazy. Like, he's got huge, like, biceps. Let's see his legs. Now, here, you can see how he would look normally. Looks pretty neat, pretty Filmation accurate, I'd say. One thing that I always hated, and this is just my particularness, this is, and he's missing one of his shoulder cauldrons, but this is the Origins He-Man, and I hated whatever this was supposed to be. They did it on Mossman too when they mimicked it. They just sort of the whole area with blue. And I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is like he eating like blue food, and like he uses this to wipe his face. I don't really understand what I'm looking at. Now this, where it actually looks like it's a sort of a style or a cloth, you know, I don't know what it would be, but I think that I like this much better. This just, I mean, really and truly, this looks like he was in the middle of eating blueberry rush or something, and then company comes and he's got to clean up real fast, and he just sort of grabs this thing and just wipes up his face, and it's just, I've never understood. I didn't like it. Maybe I got a bad one. Maybe I didn't get a good one. I just know I didn't like it. Again, everything's all simplified. The colors here too, you can also see they're both attempting to stand up as straight as possible. You can see Beastman is more, is slightly taller. His cauldron, or his shoulder cauldron here, is much more simple, and I think it saves it in a lot of ways. I mean, and I could use this for anything. I mean, this looks like Shredder, kinda. I could repurpose this in a couple different ways, put it on different people. So I think it looks pretty neat. All the same articulation, nothing special. Comes with 2 sets of posable hands. Let's check that out. So, so there's definitely a distinguishing characteristic. So no more open hands, or at least not so far. Each of the hands can grab onto something. Now in this case, they actually give something to hold on to, so it kind of makes sense. But I still feel like I just think it was a good move on their part. I'm gonna miss the wavy hand, but I think we've had it for so long, it kind of needs a little time on the side. So many times you wanted to use one hand for one thing, and you couldn't do it because you had the wrong one. And I'm not sure if this is actually upside down or not. I'm going to have to figure out what right side up is. But he looks good. He stands good. Oh, I just noticed. How did I not notice that? So mine has got a little bit of a QC issue here. You'll notice on his belt, he's got a little bit of blue paint on his belt. I mean, it's not the end of the world by a long shot, but that does kind of suck. So let's keep going. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Keep jumping to the next thing. So these are the different whips. The one on the right is, your left is going to be the whip that came with Origins. This one is fresh out of package. It probably just needs a little time to breathe. When I compare the length, it's exactly it feels like it's just the same cut of whip. No, the red one is just very slightly shorter. Could just be this one happened to be shorter. It's a random cut. They're both exactly the same. It's just made in red. There's literally no difference. This one just had more time to breathe. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at Laughing Skeletor versus Cartoon Skeletor. And we will probably be doing a video in the near future comparing probably in the same video. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll make it a twofer. Whenever we do the Skill Skeletor comparison, the one against him, we will do a Filmation Origins comparison against the new cartoon collection, and just kind of compare their mocks. So that'll be interesting. We can do them both at the same time. So these guys are night and day different here. So just to make sure, you got the sort of the cowl that Skeletor wears, where it kind of comes back, really pulling that look off. He just sort of looks like a pink, or not pink, purple. I don't know, maybe like a. He looks kind of like a Cadbury egg, doesn't he? Yeah. But no, that's it. So this Skeletor got a little bit more going on in the chest area, a little bit thicker build in my opinion. Maybe it's just my angle. Let me put this down and let you guys decide. I am noticing, does his arm come down? Yeah. Oh, it does. All right. I thought I might have seen a restriction in one of the arm joints. So here from the side again, you can kind of see Skeletor. This one here has got a little bit more going on. It might just be a perspective thing, actually. But they've both been hitting the gym. I always feel weird when I look at Skeletor because, like, if I was drawing him, for example, I would never know where this sort of shoulder padding would start, and then where his sort of back of his skull, whatever you call this cowl thing that goes over him, where it would start and then his neck would be shown. I always felt weird. I didn't understand that. It is more Filmation accurate, and here you can see that Skeletor Origins doesn't have, or has that huge exposed back. Meanwhile, we've actually got a clothed character here. He's satisfying it on both fronts. He's got it on the front and the back, so that's good. They both have these sort of, I want to call them just additional claws over their waists. Not bad. I feel like, yeah, he's doing a better job covering up. Let's see what else. So that's very good. Let's look at the accessories too. So here is the Origins Ram Staff, and then here is the Filmation Ram Staff. Wow. Oh, this one kills hands down. So in addition to that, we also, I don't know why they did this necessarily, because in Filmation I feel like he never actually had a sword. Maybe he did, and I got to go back and look at the episode again, or watch some episodes again, which I'll be doing in the very near future. I like that he came with a whole sword. While the two halves of a sword is neat, a whole sword is neater. Especially when, I'd never had the whole sword, so I'm going to love the whole sword. I just think it's neat. Now, his gimmick here is that instead of coming with a weapon, he comes with the masks of the Magi. Now, let's go ahead and see if I can get that on and off. Oh, are you kidding? It's a cheat? It looks like it's just simply a replacement head, and that was absolutely not what I was thinking was going to happen. Okay, all right. I don't know how I feel about this, because I know that there, in the Skeletor pack, there is multiple faces. Now, I know by face, we'll talk about that when we get to the Skeletor comparison. So this is one of the two masks of power. I believe this is the guy's mask. And then there's a female one as well. Don't ask me why it's necessarily a woman. And I probably do remember from the cartoon, but to me this looks like hair. So it's, filled out better, so I would associate it with a woman. See, you see how he looks here where his head is down? You can't really see the gap in his neck where his armor would begin. This is how I think he should look all the time. But like if you were to do this, you'd see a little bit on that under neck. and that his neck showing, and I don't know I don't know how to draw that. Maybe it's just like that because this is a toy and it's not totally accurate, but that was one thing I didn't like, that I guess I'm wrong. It just feels like it's more exposed here. I mean, he does have a really complete covering, but that was always just something that I didn't feel right. It's simpler, but I think I like it. So finally, good old Man-at-Arms. He was always one of my favorite figures, and I'm gonna hate it if he ends up replacing him as my favorite. Now, let's take a good look. Let's just look at the freaking armor. And I'm gonna say I'm sorry now because I'm not missing, I just don't have it at the moment. One of the arm wraps. Now, Man-at-Arms never came in full armor. Now, I always thought this was weird. What happened here? Why is he half a man? He's only protecting one side of himself. Is this because, like, maybe in the original version of comics he was part cyborg or something? I don't get it. I don't know what they were going for. I always thought it was weird. That's why whenever you get to like the Palace Guard figure, he's actually got full set of armor. At least I think. Yeah, he's got it right there. He's got all the pieces on it. And then here we have the one from Filmation. Again, he's going to be standing a little bit taller. Back is pretty simple. Take a look at his legs, make sure everything moves. I swear, these, I don't know what you call them, shin guards. They look so familiar to me. I feel like everybody wore them in Eternia, so I'm pretty confident we're going to see these again on some future releases. Now let's get to the face. Okay. So for me, I feel like his face is too thin. They got the colors right, sadly, but I'm still going to have a good place for this one. I feel like the brown in his mustache. Did he have a brown mustache? Yes. It just doesn't look right on a toy for me. Now, do I love the sort of just the swipe of chalk or something that he's wearing here? Not really, but something doesn't sit with me about that, right? So that's kind of where I am on that. Now, I have been wondering which episode. So each of these guys comes with additional items. I cannot remember what episode he used this in. Now, I know what this is. This is his mace, but he didn't have a mace in the show. It came with the Origins toy. And it came with the vintage, but he never actually used it. If somebody can tell me which episode he used his mace in, that I want to know. Otherwise, he's got sort of this device that he can use to just sort of, I think he sends stuff to a different dimension. I think that's what this does. I don't remember. I know Beastman's was to steal like dragon's eggs or something. And I could just read the comic, but that would be too easy. This reminds me of an early version of the Gizmo in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It looks like he's just gonna make him tiny. Okay, but yeah, he looks really good. The helmet does look right. It's shiny. It doesn't look bad, but somehow, this is still my guy. Even though he's only half clothed, this is still my guy. But this doesn't look bad. They did a little creativity with the backstrap here. I'm just going to pull it off just to show you. I'm probably going to regret it. So there. Because it's more of a full body, they made sure to spread it out in the back. And so for that reason, they actually gave him 2 straps, one for each side. I mean, it makes sense, but they didn't like go cheap. They didn't just put one in the middle and then hope that it holds. No, whenever it's closed, it's going to try to keep his whole back covered. See, sort of that I broke the seal, you can kind of see the gap a little bit better now. Just kind of push it in a little bit more. But if it had been just a single one, it would have been 10 times worse because now it started to kind of break away from itself. I don't know. These things are looking pretty neat. So we've already done a quick review, or just going to do a quick look at the comic books that came with these. Mask of the Magi. It's going to be, again, 4 pages, just like the other one. The artwork inside, I'm not going to show you on purpose, except for this panel here, because that's how I remember it. Bam. Right there. A little cheesy wink at the camera. Yeah. It's only 4 pages, not difficult to read or anything. Wizard's Vizard. Am I missing some of my book? That's dumb. All right. Oh, also forgot to talk about He-Man's weapon as well. Now, I read about this one as well. I don't remember the cartoon, but this is a sword of ancients that He-Man uses for a bit. And I want to say by the end of the episode, I think it combines with the power sword so that he has sort of a stronger sword going forward. It's not bad. I mean, these are good swords. This is, I mean, you could have some real fun play battles this way. But not bad. And for being a sword by itself, there's actually a lot of detail. I mean, maybe I'm seeing something here, but and maybe it's supposed to be gold. But look around just above the handle where the sword begins. It looks like there's actually a sad face on there, like it's a sword of sorrow. It could just be some sort of gold that, because it's all gray, I don't know what to think of it. But it looks to me like it might be a sad face, kind of like a sad skull face, from basically what would be around the mustache up. And yeah, I think it looks kind of neat though. A lot of design. Good sturdy plastic. Oh yeah. But this Filmation sword, man. All right. Well, I guess we'll. No. Can you do it? All right. I got to figure out how to do this, but he is going to call down the power. I'm going to figure out the perfect pose to do it. Right now, he just looks like he's sort of overhead chopping. I thought he could. Actually, that's the problem. It's the wrists, because all the wrists go this way, and they need to go that way. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we'll come back, have the girls, and have some fun.
Ew!
Ew!
He's ugly!
Has he got it?
Ew!
And then this is Filmation Beastman.
I like the colors of this one, but not as much detail. But look at his face! It's ugly! Compared to this guy, who has more detail, and then this thing. He's scary!
Scary?
He's scary!
He's supposed to be. But he's supposed to look much more menacing.
Yeah!
So, when they released these guys, what they did was they took an episode of the classic Filmation cartoon, the one that Daddy grew up watching.
Whose heads are these?
So, in one of the episodes, Skeletor kills and steals 2 powerful wizards' heads. And when he wears them, he can do their magic.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm wasted on you. Now, something else. These guys are
Ooga booga. He looks like he's wearing one of those tiki masks.
It does. It kind of looks like it, yeah. I'm not sure what the names of the masks are. If you know the names of the masks...
Wizard 1 is Wizard 2.
It's not Wizard 1. One's a chick, one's a girl. It's boy...
One's a girl?
Boy Wizard and...
Which is a girl?
Is there a name for a female wizard? Is it...
Witch.
It'll come to me.
It's witch!
Alright.
Interesting.
Yeah, they gave it...
I like it, but I don't like it at the same time.
What's wrong with it?
It's different.
But what's wrong with it?
His head is not brick-shaped like his...
Why don't you like my face?
The mustache.
But see, the mustache, it makes me more of a living man.
Women don't like men with mustaches.
Are you kidding me? Women, they love me. Where are the women? Women! There are no women. So you see how these are just slightly taller?
Yeah.
So that's like, this is a 5-inch scale, this is like a 6-inch scale.
Now you can actually compare the heights.
Yeah.
Beastman is just short.
Well, no, but compared to the others, yeah. And then, so this is the one that always talks like that. Yes, master. Right away, Skeletor. I'll do your laundry on Friday.
Laundry? He wears clothes?
It won't take me very long. I will wash them in the sewer.
In the sewer? That's getting him more dirty.
How does where does Eternia's bathrooms look like? Have you ever thought about that?
They poop in bushes.
Do they have like running water and such? I mean, they do, right?
It looks like some of it looks like an advanced civilization, so maybe.
But Skeletor, I mean, where are the pipes in Snake Mountain? Do you think this is like the going
corner? The lava. They just throw everything away.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. They just... Hey, Skeletor, I'm way back in the moon. I've got to feed the lava. That's gross. See, no, I feel like that's perfect, though.
No, this one's better.
No, look at the sword. It's better.
Okay, this sword is better, but you see, this He-Man is better for certain reasons. One, he has the hair.
Look, this is the He-Man.
It's just more wavy and more lustrous like mine.
This is cast out He-Man. Okay, yes, and you just like that.
My hair.
My hair. But come on, you look beautiful, like me. What? No. Here. See, this is where you're supposed to get your revenge on me. Come on, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's ruined. It's this guy. It goes on this side. I know it sounds weird. I always thought that always bothered me because he always only had straps on one arm. As a toy, like he's only protecting like the left hand side of his body. He never protects the right side.
I'm left-handed. I'll need a right hand.
Yeah. I can't weigh down my punching arm. Punch.
Oh wait, wrong arm.
Yeah, you're just like punch. You can't just do that.
I can because I just did.
Oh, hello. I am one to see. Oh, my lips. Yeah, there's like no women in Eternia, so yeah.
There's one right there.
That's like his daughter, and that's
She-Ra.
gross. That's gross.
That's She-Ra. That's not his daughter.
Okay, so this is each of them, just like Skeletor, how he came with the different masks. He comes with, oh, and by the way, so here.
Ew.
Which one do you like better?
It's weighted.
It's heavier, yeah.
Bong.
But yeah, this one's actually, I mean, like you
Which
can
one
actually
hurts
crack
more?
some- That one. I said that one.
Grab it. By the
So they're gonna release.
The power.
He just cut his shoulder and cut his back. Stop shooting stuff.
I don't like this Man-at-Arms. Every time I look at him, he gives me like a creepy vibe. I don't know why.
So
He looks like somebody who would follow you because he's a stalker.
they're both from Masks of Power? I didn't know that. So according to the back of these are both from Masks of Power. And then same thing with the Dragon Invasion. They're from the same episode too.
This is kind of weighted.
Yeah, no, that's actually something else I was pointing out. So in the classic Man-at-Arms comes with a mace like this. It's huge. But he never used the mace.
He doesn't just use a gun? Until the
He
Revolution
uses like
series?
his wrist laser. Yeah, I mean,
But then he gives it to Andrea, and then...
Yeah, and then he basically gives her the gun, and then he grabs the heavy stick and goes and fights with the king. Yeah, and then she saves them all because he doesn't know what he's doing. But at least he finally held the damn thing. That. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah.
Dang, well,
Bing, bang. Man-at-Arms! What are you, wild demon? It's heavy duty, right? Don't.
You flinched before I even...
I was scared of you!